Kevin Hassett joins us right now, the Council of Economic Advisors chairman under the former president, Donald Trump, the author of The Draft. Kevin, good to see you. You know what I noticed yesterday, Kevin? I don't know if you noticed it, when Barack Obama and Michelle Obama at the White House for their portrait hanging, if you will. I noticed that not once has President Obama, while he has heralded other acts on the part of President Biden, for example, the inflation measure that probably won't reduce inflation, and the CHIPS Act, he never says word one about that student loan relief. And I'm just wondering what to make of that.
You know, I think that President Obama has broken with past traditions, and I think I see it with President Trump too, in that they're just extremely partisan. And if you go back and look at, you know, again, you and I are old guys. I joke about this sometimes, but think about how Bush and Clinton would work together,
right,
or Herbert Walker Bush. You know, that they supported the next administration regardless of which party they were in. Well, you know, Biden and Obama are playing out of like a very ruthless, you know, I guess community organizer playbook where, you know, when Biden came in, every single person that Trump put in a position anywhere, even like at the World Bank, got fired by Biden. And I think that Obama's just a very partisan person now, and I think it's below the dignity of the office, frankly.
But what's odd about President Obama is while he did commend Joe Biden for pulling these legislative victories out of his hat, you know, and getting, you know, the Inflation Reduction Act through, even though it's a bit of an oxymoron there, to say nothing of the large CHIPS Act that could help presumably the chips industry, the computer chip industry, semiconductor industry. Not a word about that student loan relief, maybe sensing, because President Obama is pretty astute politically, that this is not a winner on the stump. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I think you're right that, again, not talking about it is sort of interesting, but there's so many other things that he did talk about.
True.
But again, you know, we've talked a little bit about this before, that when we were, during COVID, looking to see if debt relief was something that could be considered, first we were told it was unconstitutional unless it was covered by the Department of Education's statutes. And then we got a legal opinion from the Department of Education that said that it's not consistent with the statutes. And so there's no legal basis for the student loan relief. And my guess is that it'll be enjoined by a court and then tossed out by courts at some point. And so it could be that, you know, President Obama loves the idea of it, but knows that it's probably something that's going to be tossed out because it's unconstitutional, and it's also not consistent even with the statutes that establish the Department of Education and the loan program.
Yeah, presidents can delay such matters, but they can't just all of a sudden finance them, even with debt.
Right.
But let me step back, Kevin, and talk a little bit about the Federal Reserve. It's pretty much the only game in town. I noticed the backdrop today is 3/4 point hikes in Canada, in Europe. One could be forthcoming in Britain, where inflation's out of control, and presumably in 2 weeks in the United States, where we're expected to see our third such hike, a 3/4 point hike, when the Fed gathers again. Jerome Powell was talking about this environment earlier today. I want you to react to this.
It is very much our view and my view that we need to act now forthrightly, strongly, as we have been doing, and we need to keep at it until the job is done. History cautions strongly against prematurely loosening policy.
Are they overdoing it, Kevin? What do you think?
You know, certainly not yet. And as you know, I was at the Jackson Hole conference and I was meeting with pretty much, you know, central bankers from all over the world. And I think that everybody understands that right now inflation is out of control. If you look at a world map, you guys have great graphics. You should maybe even ask somebody to make a world map of inflation. You know, most of the world is at really high inflation now, not just the U.S.
Right.
And so the central bankers meet in Jackson Hole in part because they want to coordinate policy. And everybody's convinced that they have to move up a lot. My view is that the market doesn't understand how serious they are. If you look at Jay Powell's very short and very ruthless speech, I mean, he's going to keep raising rates. I think we're looking at three-quarters basis points hikes in a row about, and then they're going to kind of see what happens. But I don't think they're going to stop before that.
I'm sorry, Kevin. On top of the two we've already had, another one in
the
in
next
another
three meetings, including the one we're about to get. Yes.
Okay. We would be getting close to 5%. We'd be getting close to 5% on the overnight bank lending rate at the pace like that.
Right. That's right. I think that we're going to be 5% with the federal funds rate and probably about 5% with the 30-year and the 10-year. I think it'll be kind of flat out there. And I think that that's going to happen because the Fed is going to have to lift rates until inflation's under control. I thought that, Jason Furman, my predecessor under President Obama, who's been doing a lot of really thoughtful, nonpartisan stuff lately, had a great piece in the Wall Street Journal today that I commend to people where he did some careful modeling. And he said if they want inflation under control, they have to be willing to accept an unemployment rate that's more than 2% above where we are right now for years. Because inflation has been so out of control. And so that's the kind of stuff that the Fed is seeing. There was a paper, an academic paper, they kicked the journalists out for this at the Fed, where somebody basically said that the reason why inflation's out of control globally is everybody's decided that there's not going to be any deficit reduction from any of the governments, and so the Feds are going to have to monetize the debt, and that's why markets have gone crazy. So the point is just that everybody's serious about this. We know that it's going to be, as Jay said at Jackson Hole, painful at times, but if inflation's not under control, it's going to get way, way worse, and the pain is going to be way worse. And that's, again, something that Powell said. I think Lael Brainerd was a little bit dovish, but that's the way she is. I know her well, and I think that she's not actually signaling a change in policies. And but the other thing, last thing, is that as you approach an election, it's very common for markets to get really nervous and really antsy.
True.
And so I'm nervous and antsy about markets between now and November because the normal political volatility is likely to start kicking in, and that's going to happen while markets are learning that the Fed's going to lift rates way faster than they think right now.
Yeah, they still seem to be waiting. I could be imagining for this great pivot to happen, and I don't see any pivot going on. So we'll watch it closely. Kevin, always good having you. Thank you very much. And thank you for confirming that we're both old, young man. So when I get you back next time, I'll be ruthless. Kevin, always enjoy having you.
We'll be even older.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it.